Dear brothers and sisters of planet Earth, I am Ashtar Sheran. It is with great joy that I come here today to inform you, your planet is on a new timeline. I would say an upper line, a line where events will accelerate, but proportionally inverted, will be the energy emanated, contrary to the entire process. To explain further, the reaction of the entire planet to the Great Awakening will no longer be as intense as before. When you jump from a timeline, everything is accelerated, everything intensifies. So here it is worth explaining a little what timelines are. For you within the third dimension it is a strange and totally inconceivable concept within your mind. Because you know only one time, linear time. The one where you look at your watches and see the seconds passing each time. So for you, there is the past, for you there is the future, which is the time that is yet to come. And the past is certainly something very tangible because you lived in it. You have memories, you have stories to tell, so you lived in the past. For us this concept does not exist, there are no clocks, there are no schedules, there are only cycles of nature itself. We always live in the here and now, in the present. We don't usually remember what happened, that's why we say there is no past. If we are focused on the present, there is no past. The present for us is the result of the past, of everything we have already built on our journey. But there is nothing to remember, what has passed, is not part of the present moment. Everything I experienced with sadness or joy added to my soul, and in this present I know exactly every point where I experienced it. It's as if I looked at a large panel, and knew every great movement of my soul. But there is no memory, there is no reason to live in a past moment. The concern is to create the present moment. Yes, the moment I'm living in has to bring me balance and joy, and that's what we're all looking for. When we are in higher dimensions, the fifth dimension, we don't worry about tomorrow, there is no tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a new here and now, lived in that moment. So in the here and now, I build my soul's path, that's all. There is no worry about what will come, because our trust in Father or Mother God is so intense, and so intrinsic to ourselves, that we do not wait for what will come later. Within the universe, within this concept, there are timelines. So that you can understand a little, I would say that they are roads built from the here and now. So everything you do right now, will reverberate further down the line, as a consequence of what you did now. You call this the future, we call it timelines. So every decision, every movement, every action, every thought generates a timeline. This is why it is said that the future does not exist, the future is created in the here and now. So everything you do right now will have a consequence in the future for you, for us, in a new timeline. Can these timelines be changed? You can, it will depend on your vibration. So if you vibrate low today, for some reason, it doesn't matter, you are creating a timeline corresponding to your vibration, where probably that lesson that is making you lower your vibration will come back stronger and stronger so that you can get rid of it. So you are creating a timeline corresponding to what you are emanating now. In the next here and now, in the next moment, you realize, close that lesson and start vibrating differently. You change the timeline. No longer one that would have lessons yet to be learned, because you have already learned. Then it is copied, no, nothing is erased, it is recreated with everything that had reverberated from your actions and thoughts, but in a different vibration, because you learned another lesson. So you can't stay on a low vibrational timeline, you have to change your timeline. And so it happens. As you evolve, as you raise your vibrations, you will automatically change timelines. And each line like this accelerates a little more, makes your journey more accelerated, because the more light, the more energy, the closer you get to the fifth dimension, so everything accelerates because the vibration is greater. So it is at this point that we say that your planet has changed its timeline, because you have vibrated another world, you have raised the vibration of the planet. So he changes the timeline to a more accelerated line, to a calmer line, because if there is more light, there is more balance, there is more peace. So this is how we see life, as you call it. There is no future for us, there are timelines in which we can move through them and carry out many tests, many transformations. And it doesn't hurt to remember, you are on an accelerated timeline. If your vibration drops, you automatically return to the timelines corresponding to that vibration. So it's like you accumulate many timelines and you jump between them all the time, depending on your vibration. This is how it happens, automatically changing, as you call it, the future. So today, your planet has moved up in frequency and moved into a new timeline. If the planet's frequency drops, it returns to a frequency where it was, corresponding to the vibration emanating, and everything slows down. I hope you are understanding. That's why we say it all depends on your vibration. Understand this. If you emanate high, if you emanate light, if you vibrate high, you move the planet into a new, more accelerated timeline. If you lower your vibration, if you go back to vibrating what you vibrated before, you fall off the timeline, you go back to slower ones. So this is the main objective of those who don't want to see anything happen, is to always lower your vibration, so that you return to very slow timelines and the whole process takes too long to happen. And with that, they think they will gain some strategy. Many may ask me, but isn't the planet sovereign over our energy? I would say no, because you have free will and you are determining what is happening on your planet. So Gaia's ascension, up to this point, is totally dependent on your action, on your vibration. So I say the following, that in each timeline, there is a deadline, it is the same in all of them. So there are timelines where this date is still very far away for you, because you move backwards in speed. Then it becomes further away, that's why we say there is no time. You push the date forward, but for us that date doesn't change, it is unique. You just make things slow down. But there will be a point, where everything happens. Now if you speed up the process, this date gets closer and closer, because you are speeding up. It's like two racetracks, they all have the same size, the date, the final arrival is the same. But runners are different. One can arrive faster than the other, and that's how things happen. Your linear time is not the time seen by us. So we know exactly on each timeline where the date has to happen. She is not locked into a date in her world, it is closed in a date of the here and now, of the timeline, not the date on your calendar. That's why we always say, don't get attached to dates, we can't give dates, because it depends on your vibration as you walk along the timeline. If you walk slowly, the date on your calendar becomes further away. If you walk faster, the date on your calendar, you walk faster and arrive faster. But in our view, it's the same date, we don't have the linear time that you have on the planet. So I hope you guys are understanding the concept of timelines. Always think of a track that has an end. If you speed up, you get there faster, if you delay, you get there harder. That's it. But for us, that arrival point is one, regardless of the speed you set. And as you accelerated the process, moved to a faster timeline, everything speeds up as well. It's up to you to maintain this vibration, maintain this confidence, this love in what will come. And the higher the timeline, everything happens more smoothly, because there is more light. So understand why we always say, that everything depends on your vibration. You keep changing the planet's timeline, according to the vibration of the entire planet. I can guarantee you that this pandemic has made you go back many timelines, but everything was a great learning experience, rest assured of that. That we took advantage of this entire process to make many changes to the planet that we would make later, and they are already ready. So there was a delay? There was. But not as much as they expected. Because we took advantage of all this time to work with each one of you and to work on the planet itself. So, nothing that was planned by them was achieved, on the contrary, you are moving further and further. All the attempts that were made yesterday were all eliminated, they achieved nothing. It may be that one or the other entered their vibration, but it made no difference to the planet. We are very attentive and you are too. So continue on this journey. I hope you understand that the event, the big day, depends solely on you. So keep your vibrations high. Keep vibrating high, without fear, without any type of fear. Trust in what will come, because certainly, in the not too distant future, we will be listening to each one of you, saying the following: it was worth everything we went through, because today, we are a balanced and evolved race. The Light One.